Stephen Sueppel, the bank VP who killed his family. True crime documentary. A life of privilege and respectability. Iowa City, Iowa. Easter weekend, 2008. Stephen Sueppel was a name known around town. A former vice president and controller at Hills Bank and Trust, one of Iowa's most respected financial institutions. Churchgoer, husband, father of four. He and his wife, Cheryl, lived in a large, beautiful home. Their kids went to private school. They hosted dinners and attended community events. To everyone else, the Sueppels were a model American family. But beneath the polished surface of this seemingly perfect life, Stephen Sueppel was hiding a secret that would lead to one of the most shocking family murders in Iowa history. The cracks began to show. Stephen had worked at Hills Bank for years. Trusted, responsible, well-liked. But sometime in the mid-2000s, temptation took over. He began embezzling money. Slowly at first, then in larger amounts. Over time, it ballooned into nearly $560,000. He created fake entries, manipulated balances, all while maintaining a facade of a straight-laced banker and family man. But by 2007, the discrepancies started catching up with him. An internal investigation began. On February 12, 2008, Stephen was indicted on 19 federal charges: embezzlement, money laundering, and making false statements to the bank. He faced decades in prison. His reputation and his world were about to collapse. To those around him, he seemed shaken but stable. No one suspected what would happen next. The Easter Massacre, March 23, 2008, Easter Sunday. In the quiet early morning hours, while much of the world was preparing for church and celebration, Stephen Sueppel murdered his entire family. He started with his wife, Cheryl. He bludgeoned her to death with a baseball bat. Then, one by one, he killed their four adopted children: Ethan, 10, Seth, 8, Mira, 5, Eleanor, 3. Police would later say that some of the children were found in bed. Some appeared to have been moved. It was a horrific, bloody scene. After the murders, Stephen left voicemails for family members, confessing what he had done and apologizing. He said he didn't want his family to live with the shame of his crimes. He then attempted to kill himself. Unsuccessfully, he tried overdosing. He tried carbon monoxide poisoning. Finally, around 6 a.m., he got in the family van and drove into a concrete pillar on Interstate 80 at full speed. This time it worked. The crime scene and aftermath. When police arrived at the Sueppel home, the scene was chilling. There was no sign of forced entry, no sign of a break-in. Just 6 people dead inside a suburban home in an upscale neighborhood. The voicemail confessions were the final puzzle piece. Stephen had acted alone. Investigators quickly ruled out a murder-suicide carried out in panic. This had been planned. He waited until Easter morning, possibly thinking the spiritual symbolism of the day would somehow cleanse or explain what he was about to do. But nothing could justify it. Why did he do it? In his voicemails, Sueppel said he wanted to take them with him to avoid the pain and shame of what he had done. He spoke of love, of guilt, of wanting to spare them. But mental health experts and criminologists saw something else. Classic family annihilator behavior. This is often seen in middle-aged men facing public failure. The pillars of their identity, success, fatherhood, respectability, begin to crumble. And instead of facing shame or letting their families live on without them, they wipe them all out. It's not about mercy. It's about control. Sueppel couldn't face the loss of status. He couldn't face prison. And instead of confronting his actions, he made a monstrous, selfish choice. The community reacts. The news stunned Iowa City. The church was devastated. Hills Bank employees were shocked. The community struggled to reconcile the image of a smiling banker and father with the brutal killer he had become. Memorial services were held. Grief counselors flooded the schools. A candlelight vigil was attended by hundreds. But the question remained, how did no one see this coming? Red flags and missed warnings. There were signs, subtle ones. After his indictment, Stephen had withdrawn from friends. He seemed depressed. Cheryl had expressed worry to a few close confidants, but there was no history of domestic violence. No reports of threats or breakdowns. He kept his darkness hidden until the very end. This is often the case with family annihilators. They mask their unraveling with routine. They plan in silence. And when they strike, it comes without warning. Final reflection. What can we learn? The Sueppel tragedy is a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving, that behind the smile of a banker, the laughter of children, and the calm of suburban life, a storm may be brewing. If you know someone who is facing immense legal, financial, or personal pressure, check in. Don't dismiss signs of withdrawal or despair. If you ever feel unsafe, emotionally controlled, or manipulated, speak up. It doesn't take previous violence for a situation to be dangerous. And if you're the one struggling, seek help before choices become irreversible. Stephen Sueppel took 6 lives because he couldn't face accountability. His children, Ethan, Seth, Mira, Eleanor, deserved to grow up. His wife deserved to live beyond his crimes. Remember their names, not his. Let this story serve as a wake-up call. Silence is not strength. Secrets don't stay buried. And sometimes, the people who seem the most put together are the ones in greatest need of help. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more true crime stories that go beyond the headlines and into the truth. Stay safe, stay aware, and check in on those around you.